Hello there. The video that you are about to watch was scripted and recorded, I say, around May 2021. So if you're wondering why some things may look different, in the video, then you know why. A lot has changed in the last, what was it, like 2.5 years since I, recorded everything and wrote everything. So yeah, there may be some outdated facts or whatever from the reviews. You'll know when you watch the video. I probably even pointed out. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video and you would like me to make more of these, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, I see you all soon. What are you supposed to be, a serial killer?
Oh, come on, man. I'm Joker.
Oh, well, why do you have a picture of Arsene Wenger?
Oh, this guy? Well, a funny thing is, I was in the printing shop, and when I asked them to print a picture of Arsene, this came up. It's not the Arsene I asked for.
What? Why though?
Well, he's my persona. Like Joker's persona is Arsene.
Whatever, you look ridiculous. You know what? I'll make a Persona 5 video, and you're gonna like it, alright? Just get off that stupid outfit.
Oh,
I really, really, really love Persona 5. It gives me this warm, fuzzy feeling inside every time I think about it. It is a game about a group of teenagers who have the ability to enter people's palaces or their minds and steal their hearts. Not literally, I mean making people confess their sins in order to reform Tokyo society. If you told me this time last year that I would enjoy this game so much that I would do a video on it, I probably would have said,
Who's this? Stay away from me or I'll call the police!
I was first aware of Persona 5 back when one of its characters, Joker, was announced as DLC for Smash Ultimate. At first, I was like,
who?
But paid for him anyway. I thought, yeah, he looks cool, but I don't get the hype. After playing it for the first time a few months ago, I was hooked. I would play this game for hours on end. I love the characters, the music, the main story, the side stories, the graphics, the setting, the character design. Mwah! Everything is brilliant. Well, not everything. I'm not a massive fan of the turn-based combat system. It's not bad or anything, it's just not my cup of tea. I'll admit that I find it really satisfying leveling up. However, it is a drag trying to do it. During my second playthrough, I was able to carry over my progress from my first playthrough, and it made things so much easier. It's also annoying when you die and you have to go back to your previous save point, unless it's a boss battle. I remembered being in Futaba's palace. I died in battle and lost almost half an hour's worth of progress. So the best thing to do is save as many times as possible. Aside from that, this game is fantastic and is probably in my top 10 favourite games of all time. I might do a more in-depth analysis of the game in the future, but for now I'm going to look at some negative reviews of this game because it isn't flawless and we need to hear from people who don't like it. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the people who don't rate the game at all. This one here from Spooky Dabs. Okay, let's see what he has to say. This game isn't really that good because it's a turn-based JRPG and has anime art style. Play a real game like Mario Odyssey. Well, I don't know what constitutes as a real game, but let me tell you something. Mario Odyssey was made by Japanese people, yeah? So, oh jeez. I know I said before that I don't like the turn-based combat system, but come on, like, is that really enough to justify giving the game 0 spooky dabs with a Z, by the way. He spelled dabs with a Z. So you know, like, he's such a cool guy. I can imagine that. Okay, so Mautilius. I spent 20 or 30 hours looking for something interesting. Fighting system was very shallow. After a couple of fights, I could beat anyone. After 30 hours? What kind of game were you playing? If you were... Oh, jeez. 20 to 30 hours looking for something interesting. Well, I think really like the Kamoshida, boss fight and that whole arc where like we are introduced to like many of like the main characters like Ryuji and how they're connected to Kamoshida. I mean, and you didn't find that interesting at all? Like, come on. I mean, fair enough if you don't like it, but admit that it's kind of interesting. Yeah, you could beat anyone. Yeah, I highly doubt that's the case. Alright, this is a relatively big one. It's not Melee. This game is very overrated. So the gameplay, I'd Finn and the character. sorry. I'd Finn and the characters are cool, but this game has some big problems. Yeah, you need to place emphasis on the big. It's big. The problems are big. The music is not very good. You take that back. The music is so kick-ass. Like I mean, I know people have a right to express opinion, but that's a fact that this game has some of the best music out there. You never see it coming. Gets very annoying. Life of Change is too similar to Wake Up, Get Out There. I mean, he can't even get the name of the song right. The graphics are bad and the game is not on the Switch. Sega, I mean, I don't know if it's Sega that actually made the game. They're kind of like sort of involved. It's actually Atlas. They did not do a good job with this game. The gameplay is... Oh wait, he actually spelled game right. I just find that funny. How come he didn't fix it? The gameplay is sometimes VUD. Okay, we're back to the bad spelling. But that Casino Palads is so stupid! Exclamation mark. Also, Makoto is so annoying. She's not even good enough. Don't know why Noi is so funny. I don't even... What? I think he means not, but... he means not, yeah. Wait. She's not even good enough to be a bebop.
Stop laughing, you fool!
What does that even mean? A bebop? A robot, do you mean? What? You can hate me all you want, but this Zeros hasn't been good since the first game with Hitler. No, I don't hate you at all. I mean, look, it's not Melee. Do you just hate the game because it's not Melee? Is that your problem? It just seems kind of a load of contradictions with the spelling. He's able to spell game sometimes. Sometimes he can spell it right, sometimes he can't. Dionyson says, I have played it for 120 hours, so it is clear that I enjoyed it. Okay, why'd you give it a 2 then? It is 120 hours of story, no generic side quests, and if you have been to Tokyo, you will visit many familiar places here. However, the game has a few major flaws. 1. You cannot take screenshots, which is sad. I like to take pictures in games, just like during travels, to retain memories. Now my memories of Persona 5 will... Where's the rest of it? As you can see there, like, I pretty much opened up the entire review, like, this is it. This is, like... Okay, you may not even like the game, but I mean... Why could you only give one explanation? I assume he tried, and somehow he must have messed up. But okay, but even the one major flaw he said, you can't take screenshots. But does that really matter? I mean, you can just use your phone to take the picture if you want. I mean, yeah, like, it is stupid how you can't save footage from, like, the game. But, I mean, you could do it with any other game on PlayStation. Because on PlayStation 4 you can, like, have the last 15 minutes of gameplay, like, recorded. And yet Persona 5 just refuses to do that. I mean, I'll give you that, but I mean, like, is it even that important in the grand scheme of things? But I guess we'll never know, like, what the other flaws were. But yeah, I mean, is it really worth giving it a 2? Come on now. Like, you actually gave it some decent praise. Alright. I mean, look, Dionyson, like, you made your point, you know, thank you very much. Play 5645. This is very short, only 3 sentences. This game is stupid in every sense of the word. 40 hours in, and I still get killed by normal mobs, even at level 30. I might as well play Dark Souls. Well, like, if you're constantly getting killed by, like, you know, enemies and shadows and whatnot, then just lower the game difficulty or something. Yeah, and no, the game isn't as hard. This game isn't even that hard. Like, I've not played Dark Souls. Like, I know a friend that does, but he'll probably tell you that Dark Souls is miles harder. I'm not that great at games, but even so, I usually am able to beat most of them that stand in my way. So, Midipon, more overrated anime tripe from Atlas. Persona games always tackle a controversial topic just enough to get ass pats for it, then drop it like a ton of bricks, or not actually say anything meaningful. Good for waifu slobbering, sexless mad children and teenagers. But there's not much else. Oh my god. Am I really a sexless man-child? Oh, I've been called out. Damn it. He got me. I don't know how to come back from this. Might as well just pack it up. I should just say that my opinion's invalid. It doesn't matter, because I'm a sexless man-child. Oh, jeez. God, by the sounds of it, he doesn't even like... He hates the game, it seems. Gives it a 3. Ass pats. I don't know why, but that just seems like an odd thing to say. Like, maybe, I don't know, I'd probably just say, like, pats on the back. That probably sounds better than ass pats. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that made me laugh, that one. Timecop 1994. I just can't enjoy this game, and I can't understand how anyone can call this a masterpiece. There is no gameplay at all. It's just walking from one point to another. The turn-based combat is super boring. This is not even a game. It's more like anime, in which you control your character to walk from point A to point B. If pressing button to skip to next line in conversation your thing, then this is the best game for you. I personally feel like I wasted my money. Well, I mean, you probably got a discount on the game, I imagine. Like the time you wrote that review, the game probably had been out for over 3 years. You didn't really have to pay full price, did you? Like, that'd just be silly. You don't understand how this is a masterpiece. Well, like, it ain't Super Mario Galaxy, but I mean, it's close enough to being a masterpiece. There is no gameplay at all. What do you mean? Like, are you thinking about a Sega CD game? Is that what you're thinking of? What about, I don't know, a movie? Did you watch a movie? Because there's no gameplay in a movie. Also, like, he makes the same point about how, you know, you have your character walk from like one point to another. Why do you have to ride it twice? Ao-san. Just for me, this is a very boring game. Yeah, this game has a good musics and cool character design, but stealth in this game is pure garbage. Deadlines, tutorial is too long, Mona's shit talking is so irritating. I don't like battle system in the game. I don't mind a turn-based combat system, but I think that in this game, battle system is not good. Despite the fact that I took the game at a discount, I regret the money spent. What are you talking about? I mean, the stealth is garbage. I mean, it does its job. Like, you're able to stealth around fine. There's tend to be moments where, like, you would walk around trying to hide, but like, for some reason, you just can't. The game won't let you for whatever reason. Yeah, that's stupid, but aside from that, like, it's good. Like, it could definitely save your skin so many times. Also, Mona's shit talking. I mean, yeah, you're kind of right, really. Let's be honest.
What a kind girl. Such admirable consideration for others. And the innocence to cast herself into the jaws of death to achieve her goal.
For the love of God! Please!
I don't like the battle system in this game. I mean, that's it. Like, I have a feeling most people don't like the turn-based system. That's so weird. Like, it's so funny. Okay, Plan B. Overhyped high school simulator. How anyone can even call managing your time between studying and doing laundry a serious best RPG contender is beyond me. Out of your 100 hours playthrough, you will spend 20 of those in dungeons and 80 reading text or watching animes. So many time wasting mechanics. You will start over and lose a lot of progress if you ever miss a palace deadline. I'm playing games to relax and have fun, not wanting to throw a controller at my TV, wondering how some people got their jobs in this industry. The only redeeming quality to this joke is its art aesthetics. 4 out of 10 would shove a cactus up my rectum over playing this game again. Like, maybe if you gave the game like a 3 out of 10, I'd understand you shoving a cactus up your arse, but 4, like, that's kind of treading the line of a pass. So, like, to you, it's just below acceptable. But, like, it can't be shit, is it? No, I'm sorry, but no, it's just not. Time wasting mechanics. Yeah, I suppose it is time wasting. I mean, are you saying you can't level up in dungeons? Are you saying you can't, gain any life experiences through reading text or watching animes? No, I think you can do that, but you'll have to start over and lose a lot of progress if you ever miss a palace deadline. Yeah, well, like you kind of have to do what you can to make sure you do everything before a deadline. But the deadlines are somewhat realistic, like in the game. Like, you shouldn't be given all the time in the world to do whatever you want. It's like with college assignments. Do you really think that you have now until the end of your life to complete that? Because if that was the case, if you didn't have to do a deadline, then like you'd just be a slob and you wouldn't get any work done. So therefore, having the deadlines would force you to help improve as much of your stats as possible, so that when you face a boss at the end, you'd be able to get all your work done, and therefore you progress in the story.
Okay, this is probably the biggest one that we have here. Red Eyes. Alright. This is not a game. It is just an interactive anime. And don't get me wrong, I love animes. You got animes wrong, like it's anime still plural. But when I sit to play a game, I expect to play, not watch. In the first 10 hours I put in, I had no freedom whatsoever. Go to the school in a predetermined path, but you must use your analog stick to reach the subway. So you were playing, right? Saying you have no freedom whatsoever, like, well, you can do whatever you want. Like, the game tells you to take your time to do whatever you so please. Like, if you wanna, hang out with friends, or, help Sojiro make coffee, you can do that if you so wish. Only, like, within the story, like, the main story is it predetermined. Watch the subway conversation cutscene. Watch the school cutscene. And come back to your house. Again, you have an interaction by pulling the analog stick. Even in the palace, your popular dungeon in other games. The path is so linear, and the combat is the super boring turn-based RPG system. You know, the one that was popular in the Super Nintendo age, where they didn't have that word capability to make something different. Turn-based combat is so out of place nowadays that even Square Enix created a new battle system in the remake of Final Fantasy VII, one of the most celebrated RPG of all times. Of all times? Don't you mean of all time? Also, like, Final Fantasy VII was almost remade entirely, but like there's still some elements of the original Final Fantasy game. What's so decent about Persona 5's turn-based system is that I played a few RPGs, and you kind of get the feeling that, yeah, they are all kind of the same, but I think Persona 5, they all have their own sort of twist to these kind of systems. This game has absolutely nothing good going on for it, and its popularity benefits from the brain-dead fanbase, one of the worst experience I had in the PS4. Okay, try playing White Tiger, then we'll talk about horrible experiences. Alien. This game is not suitable for adults. The story is presented like something from an old Street Fighter game, where you're constantly wondering if something got lost in translation, or if the writers simply believe everyone that plays video games is stupid. Press X to continue. Gameplay, as far as I've gotten into the game, is like a worse version of Devil May Cry, with graphics that completely fail to impress. I am learning that when the word Japanese is a tag for a game, that it is going to be unsuitable for intelligent adults, in the same way that a horror tag means walking simulator. Not fun, not recommended. Oh my days, like that Japanese comment, like are you trying to say that anything that comes out of Japan is unsuitable for intelligent adults? So are you saying that Japanese adults aren't intelligent? I don't know that. I'm not assuming anything, but that does sound kind of racist if you ask me, or xenophobic. And comparing it to horror tag, meaning walking simulator, like, okay, I mean, that makes sense. I've played a few horror games, and yeah, granted you do walk around a lot, but don't compare it to a nation of Japan. Also, a worse version of DMC with its graphics. I mean, look, I like Devil May Cry. It's a good series of games. I mean, the graphics, yeah. I assume by you mean DMC. I don't know if you mean like the reboot from 2013 or something, but either way, like, if you're talking about the first Devil May Cry, then like, it's PS2. What do you expect? And I know, no, it can't be worse. But like, that comment kind of scrambles my brain, so it does. But the story is presented from like an old Street Fighter game. Now, I haven't played a lot of Street Fighter. I have played Street Fighter Cross Tekken, and yeah, that story's a bit stupid. But I mean, why would you compare the story of a 2D fighting game to a 3D JRPG? Like, you could complete the story mode of a game like Street Fighter within like a few hours at most. And Street Fighter, by the way, it's not even about the story. It's never about the story. A game like Persona relies on its story. It's one of the reasons why I like the game as much as I do. So, what have we learned today?
is that there are so many intellectuals on Metacritic. Oh yeah, by the way, I got these from Metacritic. Please don't send any hate over to these guys. I mean, I don't know if you can actually respond to them, but if you could, then don't. You know, these people are clearly expressing their opinions. No matter how silly they may seem, it's their opinion nonetheless.